Hello everyone, this is me again, Nathalia, and I'm going to be your teacher in this video. Today we're going to talk about nightlife in Rio. This is going to be more of a freestyle video. There won't be many phrases for you to learn, but these tips are like the most exclusive I can give you of what's booming in Rio right now. We are going to talk about nightlife, restaurants, and the best places to hang out in Rio in the moment. So first, if you're staying in Copacabana, Ipanema, or those places, Leblon, I do advise you to go out and get to know the place because, despite you are going to pay a little bit more and won't find many Brazilian people there, you can have fun. It's nice to be around other tourists, and I do advise you to enjoy that, but I also advise you to explore things that many tourists don't go. I mean, in Copacabana, for instance, there's a very traditional bar called Pavão Azul that I totally advise you to get to know. Beer is very cold beer, and not so expensive. So I'm going to focus in this video on the two neighborhoods that I like the most for nightlife. The first one is Botafogo. Arnaldo Quintela is a street in Botafogo that was elected one of the most one of the hottest places for you to go at night in the world. I mean, like one of the top 10. So you have to get to know there. Yes, you will find tourists, but you will find a lot of cariocas there. It's like a super point for young people in Rio. You are probably going to hear some funk, just go to Arnaldo Quintela, and you don't even have to know which bar you want to go. Just being there will be crowded with a lot of music, a lot of people, and just being there is already fun. But I'm gonna talk about my favorite bars. Okay, so let's start with if you're like in the vibe of getting good food. So a lot of people don't like bar food, like appetizers. You want to get something more like food, So you can go to Fala Bar. Fala Bar opens pretty early. Let me check the opening hours. Wait, but just in case, always double check opening hours from everywhere in Rio. People just may not follow what's written in Google. Okay, so it's located on Rua Oliveira Fausto, número 29. Okay, so Fala opening hours are, a bit earlier since, it's a bar, but also a restaurant. So you can get like Brazilian food. Also, you can get appetizers, you can get beer. But if you want to eat more, definitely it's a good place. Okay, now let's go back to Arnaldo Quintela and the whole bars that, basically only have appetizers, if you're in a mood for appetizers. You can start with Botica. Botica is not exactly in Arnaldo Quintela, but it's very close, and I really like the food there. A lot of bar foods, cold foods, those, it's called acepipis, that are like bar food, but it's cold. There is a word in Portuguese that's called botequim or boteco that has a very specific meaning. It's like a very traditional bar, with no frou-frous, with no it's nothing like sophisticated. It's like basically a place where you will listen to samba and drink some cachaça. So these places are kind of modern botequins. So if you want to have that experience, you will be very happy there. Okay, Botica opening hours are and it's located on Rua Fernandes Guimarães, número 30. A couple steps from Botica, you are already in Arnaldo Quintela, and there is a bar called Treme Treme. Treme Treme is like shaky, something like that, shake. And the reason why it's called that, it's because the subway passes like right underneath the bar. So every time the subway passes, the bar shakes. Is that really cool? I think so. Oh, so Treme Treme has a more like rustic vibe. than boutique, I would say. The foods are a little more simple, but if you're like the beer type of person, that is your place. You can sit in the streets and it's very crowded, so get there early if you want to sit and just be happy. So if you're in Treme Treme and you like walk 10 meters, you will find calma, and means calm. But it's more like a coolest place for you to sit down, and there's a neon light, and you can chat with your cool friends. It's like, it gives a cool modern vibe. Not my favorite place, but you have to know, it's like a must. Everybody talks about calma. Another place that's like right over there among all of those places is Macuna. Macuna is like a bit different. There's 3 floors, and a lot of people go to Macuna for like years and don't know there are other floors. I was one of them. So the first floor is like bar. You can get drinks. You can, there are some tables for you to sit down or maybe chat standing up with your friends. And the second floor, there are DJs, and the dance floor, little dance floor. And every day of the week, there is a style of music playing. So, I guess Thursdays, for instance, there is like Brazilian music, and another day there's funk, and another day there's pop. So, you can choose which day fits your vibe better. And the third floor is a rooftop. That is pretty cool, despite being like a little crowded, but it's pretty cool, and there's also a bar there. So yeah, I really like Macuna. It's really fun to go with your friends. Okay, so I guess this is like the places like all nearby in Arnaldo Quintela. But if you go like down the street, you can also find Quartinho and Chanchada. These bars also have great food and cool drinks for you to try. They are a little bit, Chanchada is very crowded and hard to get a table. Quartinho too, but the streets aren't as crowded as Arnaldo Quintela, so it's quieter, but not so much. So the second neighborhood we're going to talk about is Lapa. Yeah, I know, that sounds cliche, but Lapa is amazing, and it's not... there's a new side of Lapa that is rising that I really, really like, and we have to talk about it. If you're going to Lapa, you are probably going to go to Barra da Lapa and Arcos da Lapa, which is amazing. You have to get to know those places. But yeah, you won't find any cariocas there. You are probably going to find a lot of tourists. So yeah, it is a choice. It's very expensive, but it is cool. You're going to have fun. But I would like to show you someplace else. The first place, and this one is like, it has just opened, I don't know, a few months ago. It's called Surubach. Yeah, Surubach is so exclusive and so new that even some cariocas don't know or haven't gone there yet. Mostly because many people don't like to get out of the South Zone. That's the most touristic part of Rio. But the thing is, every time something cool opens far from those places, the chances of closing are high. So we have to talk about, for people to get to know and spread cool places around Rio, not only in the same neighborhoods, but to other places, go to other places. So that's why I really like to talk about Surubach to everybody, because it's really good. The vibe is amazing. The drinks are very cheap, in my opinion. They're not cheap, but they're cheaper than other places. Cool drinks with very Brazilian ingredients. The foods are really good too. Very Portuguese food, very bar food. These delicious appetizers. You will want to try everything, and it's not expensive at all. And also there are some days where you know, you have jazz and some days where you have samba. The decoration is really Brazilian like, so you know, it's a place that I really love, and you know, I advise that everyone should go there. Also, and this is a very, I guess many people know, but it's definitely we don't valorize as much as it should be, is Bar da Cachaça. Bar da Cachaça is so traditional and it's so old, and it's also very simple place, you know, straightforward. You just sit down on a plastic table and you're gonna have some cheap beer, and that's it. But you know, to me, Lapa is really like the heart of Rio. I think so. I mean, it's so historical and democratic that, you know, I think it's very important to have that experience of just sitting down and having a beer in a very chaotic place. Okay, so these are my favorite places. I mean, not my favorite places, but the places I advise people to go the most. I hope you like it. One thing, this is only my opinion. Obviously, people have different opinions, so maybe some people won't agree that those places are cool or not, but I really just want to give you the best tips I can, and I really think these places are worth knowing. So I hope you enjoy, and see you in the next video. Bye.